Hey, beautifuls. Thank you for joining me. So it's been a while since I've done a video, and I just wanted to say welcome back to me and to you. It's been quite a journey over the last 5 or so years, traveling, reinventing myself, rediscovering myself, and building a family and creating community and finding my life's work, which is what I'd like to share a little bit about today. And so my focus has really become dialed in on the topics of love, intimacy, sexuality, communication. Healing in general is always there. But yeah, and I wanted to speak a little bit from my own experience, as well as clients that I've been working with here in Portugal, couples and individuals who seem to all be struggling with something similar from time to time. And I know I've had a lot of this in my past, and I don't feel it present very much in my life now, which I'm very grateful for. And I want to help you to get there too. And that topic is about fighting, and like how I feel like I want to shed some light on the dynamics that happen when we disagree with our partner, our lover, our beloved, wife, husband, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever you want to call them. And yeah, it's just it's always really important to remember never to speak from a place of when you're triggered, but that the trigger holds all the gold in it. It's like a golden nugget, because it's an opportunity for you to look at yourself and see why you're triggered. In the end, the greatest teachings are teaching us that we should never feel triggered. We should always be able to remain peaceful and calm in this like kind of Buddha mind. And there are many layers to how to achieve that. The 4 Agreements is a great place to start. Learning how not to take things personally, and how to always like put your best foot forward or do your best, and to honor your word as like sacred, and have integrity with your word. So these some of these like principles that, it's easy to say them, maybe you even memorize them, but it's not until you really start practicing them and feeling them in your body and going, there's that, this person is like reacting toward me, but I'm just here and I'm witnessing it. I'm not actually getting hooked and involved in this person's melodrama, because that's what it is. It's a drama. We just when we get triggered, it's a very vulnerable nerve kind of that gets touched. I do a lot of body work as well, especially with women, and yeah, it's always a trip to hear. And I know for myself from receiving massage, like how much tension can be held in the body and in different parts of the body for different reasons. And yeah, so if we're carrying around a bunch of tension, first and foremost, there's many more places where we can get hooked, right? Because now we're more vulnerable. So one of the big things has always been, and I'll talk about this more in other sharings, but self-love practices, having a strong self-love practice that you do on a daily basis. And yeah, there are many components to that, and I can talk more about what that looks like. But yeah, when we can show up in our kind of sovereignty and see with the eyes of compassion the other person, then we don't get triggered. And if one person in the story is able to remain untriggered, then it doesn't last long. And hopefully you'd be able to have the awareness to allow the person to have their melodrama, and then invite them to come back when they've calmed down, and don't go into trying fixing, saving, and rescuing them, and going down the rabbit hole of arguing and proving that you're right or that they're wrong, or all these kind of dynamics is where we sink deeper and deeper into the mud, so to speak. It's like quicksand. The more you kind of grapple and fight, the deeper you go into the quicksand, and you know how it is. Then you're not speaking, and you're, really, really suffering internally then. So the invitation is how to use your trigger as a golden nugget. Say, thank you, trigger. I really appreciate you coming into my life. When you can get to that point, then you got something happening there. And examine why you're getting triggered. And then in nonviolent communication, it's very beautiful. It comes back to always speaking your needs and your requests, and it getting to your like real core needs. I've found is really it just like really calms you down, because you can see that there's just these basic core needs that my little inner child needs tended to. And sometimes if I get triggered, or someone hooks me, then I gotta have the awareness to say, okay, I don't feel well, I don't feel myself, and I need to step out of the space and regain myself, and regain my composure, and be with this feeling and see what is it here to teach me and tell me. And from there, you are the master of your universe, so to speak, in that you're not letting other people's energies, words, actions affect you and take you down these rabbit holes that cause you so much pain and suffering that you may stay down for a really long time. And that's why a lot of so many couples are not together for the long term these days, is from what I've witnessed and what I've experienced, is our inability to resolve conflict in a healthy way. And it starts with acknowledging what's going on inside of you during conflict, and then being able to eventually see that what's happening in the other person is no different than what was happening in you. There's a terrified inner child in there, and I get the goosebumps and the hair standing on my arm, because that's really what it is that we're just terrified, and we want to defend ourselves and protect ourselves, because maybe we've been abused in the past and dominated, or our power was taken away from us, or ability to decide. And this is not cool. So we stand our ground, and we want to protect ourselves, protect our heart. So we'll talk more about these topics, but I'm going to be having some amazing in-person, because I'm more of an in-person 3D guy, I've noticed. So I'm going to do these videos so that you can understand, I can help you, and then you can also find a way to access the 3D version, whether it's like coming to work with me one-on-one, or we can do that virtually as well, but I do prefer the in-person. And I'm also going to be hosting a series of retreats and events. Already started hosting some events here in Portugal over the last few months, and they've been well received. So we're going to continue down that journey, and I'll talk to you more about them as I launch them. But one that I'm really excited about that I'll mention here is it's called Love, Health, and Natural Building. So it weaves in this topics, like I mentioned in the beginning, like of love and intimacy and sexuality. We won't be going too much into sexuality, but talking about these topics, working with our sexual energy, this kind of stuff. It's not going to be like temple spaces and stuff like that, but that is something that I'm also hosting in there. Very beautiful. So, and then of course the retreat is designed to bring health in all ways, being in nature, the diet. We'll do some of these self-love practices on a daily basis, and then also have fun and play and explore this art of natural building, which I really love, working with clay and working with all different kinds of wood and bamboo and canache they have here in Portugal. So I'm excited to tell you more and share more with you about it. I'll leave it there. Namaste. Mwah. Ciao for now.